Recording in progress.
Hello everyone, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Now?
Not it, sir.
Okay.
No.
It's coming up. Yeah.
Yes, you can see it now.
Yes,
Okay.
visible, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's start our today's session. So hi and welcome to the third day's training session on beginners course on Google Earth Engine, and I am course coordinator. So basically today is our third day, and today our course content will be that first of all I will try to discuss about the how you can easily computation using the satellite images. So mainly in this part I will try to discuss about the some raster calculation, okay, or some band calculation, so that you can easily calculate it any indices, just NDVI, NDWI, and you can get this result from the satellite imagery. It can be Landsat or Sentinel or what satellite image you use, just we can calculate their bands, okay, then we can get this result, okay. Then I also try to discuss about the introduction to Landcover classification, and then make to Landcover classification map in Google Earth Engine platform, and how you can easily make the Landcover classification map, and every step I will try to show you that in time, so you can just follow this step and you can easily make this map using the Google Earth Engine platform. Then how to export this map as a TIFF format, and we already covered this part, and in this time I also try to show you this part after making the LULC map, how you can easily export this map as a TIFF format, and you can easily use this TIFF format in ArcMap or QGIS software and make the map layout, okay, for your research paper or other project presentation, okay. Then I will move to the air quality monitoring using the Sentinel-5. So here the Google Earth Engine has already this dataset Sentinel-5, and just I will also try to show you this project how you can easily use this dataset for monitoring the concentration of this air quality parameters such as sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, and other gases. Which gas will be available here, we can just use these gases, okay. Then we move to the filtering and displaying the Sentinel-2 satellite imagery, and already we show the Landsat 8, okay. In this time I also try to show you that how you can easily filter the Sentinel-2 imagery, and finally I also try to show you the project how you can easily make the NDWI using this image, okay. So let's start. First of all, introduction to Landcover classification map. So Landcover classification map, it can define as the observe of the biophysical cover of the Earth surface, okay. So then it indicates the physical land types such as forest or open water, where the land use documents how people are using the land. By comparing the land cover data and maps over a period of time, we can document the land use trend and changes, okay. So in this time here I use the Google Earth Engine platform, okay. So that's why we need to follow some procedure when you make to the Landcover classification map using the Google Earth Engine platform. You need to follow this procedure. So here I go to step by step, then I also try to show you the practical example, and lot of example we will discuss about in this time, okay. So what's the process to make the Landcover classification map in Google Earth Engine platform? So step by step, first of all you need to selecting your ROI. So your ROI or region of interest, we can already show this part how you can easily import your own shapefile, or if you want you can also use the Earth Engine US-DOS dataset for get your country boundary shapefile. Okay, so first step is that you need to selecting your ROI. Your ROI is the big or small, it doesn't matter. Okay, so first of all you need to select your ROI. Okay, then you need to import your ROI in your Google Earth Engine code editor. So this is our first step. Second step is that you need to choosing and filtering your image collection. Your image collection can be Landsat or Sentinel, what image you want to use, Landsat or Sentinel. Okay, just you can choose and then you filter this image collection. Okay, and we already show this part how you can filter your images. Landsat 8 we already covered this part. Okay, so then you need to select choosing and filtering the image collection. Okay, after this you need to collecting the training point. Okay, suppose you want to make the classification some specific classes, it can be urban, it can be water body or vegetation, or what you want to classify. Just you can collect the some training point for every individual feature. Okay, you can get the some collecting the training point. Okay, and it depends on your ROI. If your ROI is the big, then you can get the lot of training point you need to collect for every feature. Okay, then you can get the good accuracy result. Okay, suppose you want to make the map for the whole country boundary of Bangladesh, you want to make the Landcover classification map, then you need to select the large amount of training point for every feature. Okay, more than 200. Okay, and I also try to show you that of practically so that you can easily understand. Then merging the training point, you need to collect all of the training point. Suppose every feature, water, urban, build up, vegetation, bare land or other, you can just merge all of the training point. Okay, then you need to make a training data set by using the image pixel value. Okay, so every pixel value we make the training data set. Okay, this point. Okay, then you need to create the classifier. Okay, in this time Google Earth Engine has a different types of classifier. It can be random forest or decision tree or classification and regression trees, support vector machine, and a lot of classifier will be available here. Okay, so you need to create the classifier, and every classifier has every purpose to use, but in this time it is the introductory part, so I will not go depth in the classifier. Okay, just I select one classifier, then I use this classifier. Actually here you can see when I go to the classifier, you can see there are the lot of classifier will be in Google Earth Engine platform. Okay, but in this time this is our introductory part, so that I will not go in the depth of the classifier, what's the statistical background of this the classifier. Okay, so just I use this classifier, then I can classify the image. Okay, then create the classified image. Okay, so mainly this is the procedure for all of the Landcover classification map. Just you follow, then you can easily make this Landcover classification map. Okay, so I simply open my code editor, and here I already work for the Landcover classification map. After I will start from the beginner part, then I will move to this classification. Otherwise it will be very difficult for understand. So I will start with this for the beginner. Then I just write this code one by one. Then when you understand this, then I move this code so that you can easily understand every code. Okay, this. Okay, so first of all I open a new code editor and work with this. So first of all, our you need to selecting your ROI. Suppose in this time I want to make the Landcover classification map for Dhaka city. This is my ROI. Okay, so you can simply just put your ROI or import your ROI in here, and we already know about that. So how you can easily import your ROI. So here I already import my region of interest shapefile. So this is my ROI, or region of interest. So I simply import. Okay, I simply import this. Okay, and you can see it will be imported as a default variable name is the table. I simply change it. So I simply gave this name is the ROI. Okay, and now our first step is done. Our second step is that you need to selecting and filtering your specific image collection. Suppose in this time I want to make the Landcover classification map using the Landsat 8 imagery. So for this I simply search my image collection in here. Okay, so I simply go to the browse data catalog. Then I simply go to the Landsat, which collection I want to init. Just I import this collection in my code editor. So you can see in this time I use here this image collection, Landsat top of atmospheric, this image collection, Landsat 8 top of atmosphere. Okay, so I simply click to here. So our then I simply copy this collection snippet, and we already cover all of this part. Okay, so I simply paste here, and then I just simply give a variable name is that you can use any variable name. In this time suppose I use here the variable name is that image. Okay, and you can see my collection will be stored under this image. So suppose in this time I want to make the Landcover classification map for year of 2020 or what your specific date, just you put this. Okay, so I simply use here the filter date function. For suppose in this time I want to work with the year of 2020, 1st January, from 2021 1st January. Okay, so I simply select my specific time period. Then I also select here the specific image properties. I simply use here the filter metadata, and then I simply use here this cloud cover, this properties, cloud cover less than 1. Okay, then I can get from here the median pixel value result, and then it will be clipped with my region of interest ROI. So now I want to just show this result in my map.add layer. So this is the image, then simply, and I also focusing this shape file, simply use here the map.center object, my ROI, and zoom level I simply define the 10, and then click to the run. Okay, so now I can get this result. Okay, and I also add here the visualization parameter from here. I want to set here the true color composite. I simply select here the bit B4, bit 3 and bit 2. Also increase the straight 98%. Then simply click to the apply. After this I simply click on the import. Okay, a new line of code will be added here. I just copy and paste after the object name. Okay, and give the layer name is the true color. Okay, so you can see our first step and second step is done. Okay, first step is that you just import your ROI. Second step you just choosing and filtering your image collection. Okay, so just I done. Then I move to the third process. Our third process is that you can see collecting the training point. Okay, so in this time I want to collect the training point. Suppose I want to make the classification maps for urban, water body, vegetation and bare land. Okay, so I need to take some collecting the training point, okay, for train this classifier. So in this time, suppose I want to get the training point, I simply click on the marker. You can see a geometry, a new geometry will be added here. Okay, then you can simply click on the properties, edit layer properties, and then in here you just change the name. Suppose in this time I want to collect the training point for build up area or urban area. I simply use here the build up. Okay, then import as feature collection. Then property, you need to select this property. Okay, and property, this property name for all classes will be same. Okay, when you want to get the water training point, this property name will be same. When you want to get the training point for bare land, then its property name will be same. Okay, so this property name is unique, okay, as a variable name. In this time I simply use here this property name. You can use any name. Suppose I simply put here this property name is the Landcover. Okay, and then I set the value this 0. Okay, so in this time all of the training point which identify the build up area, this value will be 0 because I had said this value is 0. Okay, then simply click to the OK. You can see it will be changed, and I simply click on this. You can see it will be, when I simply click to here, you can see it will be bold black color. Then I simply collect some training point for built up area. Okay, and this training point is mainly depend on your area. If your area is big or large, then you can get the more training point for get the good accuracy. Okay, so I simply take this training point from here for the build up area. Okay, okay, and then I also need to add here the another training point I want to need get. So I simply click on the new layer. You can see new layer, simply click to here, and after this edit on layer properties. Okay, and then in this time I want to get the training point for water. I simply use here the name is the water, and then simply use here the feature collection. I simply put here this feature collection and import as I simply put here the import as the same name, property name will be same. So I simply use here the Landcover, and I set this value is 1. Okay, and now I want to simply select some training point for water body. So I simply, okay, I want to get the some training point for water body. Okay, then I also need the another, suppose in this time I also take here the for the some training point for vegetation. Okay, so I simply take new layer, click to the new layer, and then simply edit property. Same, I simply use here the name is the vegetation, then simply click on the feature collection. After this I simply put here the same property name is that Landcover. Okay, and then I simply this value will be 2. Okay, then click to the OK. So this build up area 0, water is 1, and vegetation is 2. Okay, so I simply get the some green pixel value, suppose in this time vegetation. Okay, and we also use here the different types of band combination. Here I use the true color composite. Okay, so here you can see I can get this image like this, but if you want you can change the band combination for identify the feature. Okay, so I also try to show you this part. Suppose I open a new link. Suppose you can see from this website we can easily identify the different types of band combination, and we can also identify the different types of feature. Okay, so here you can see this is the natural color 432. When you use this band combination, then we can get the feature. You can see healthy vegetation is green, unhealthy flora is brown, and urban feature appear white and gray, and water is dark blue or black. Okay, and when you use this suppose this color, it's called the false color composite 543 band, then you can get the another things. You can see it will be replicate when you use the analyzing the vegetation, and red better, vegetation healthy. Okay, and dark areas are water and urban areas are white. Okay, it will be saying. So you can, when you want to make the Landcover classification, any unknown place, okay, any unknown place you want to make the Landcover classification map. This area you don't have the any idea about this area, what's the urban, what's the water body. Okay, so then you can just follow this band combination. Different types of band combination will be identify. You can easily identify the different types of feature. Okay, so we can use, and you can easily simply use this band combination from here. Okay, just change the band number, then you can easily then click to the apply, then you can just this result in here. Okay, so in this time, this place I already work on this place, and I also know better this place, so that in this time I will not change the band combination. Okay, but when you work with any unknown place, okay, then you can just use the different types of band combination for identify the different types of feature. Okay, then so in this time I also take the some vegetation in this time. So vegetation, I also take the some vegetation from here. Okay. Okay, so I take the sum for vegetation training point, and then I also need to add here the another feature, it barrel length. So I simply take the another and then simply click on here, barrel length. Okay, and then feature collection, then property name will be same, Landcover, and value in this time I set this value, it will be 3. Okay, so I simply click on the run. Okay, so now in this time I want to identify some bare length for my in my ROI. So I simply take some bare length from here. And Google Earth Engine has a, if you want, you can also see barrel length will be mixing this pixel value with the built up area. Okay, so that's why we also need to the more training point for the built up area, then it will be recovered. Suppose, okay, so I take this. Okay, so you can say I simply take the some bare length, and now our third process is done. So for collecting the training point. Okay, so in this time we move to our next procedure. So what is this? I also try to show you that from here. So we selecting our ROI, then choosing and filtering our image collection, and collecting the training point it done. So in this time we need to merge all of the training point together. So in this time we need to merge all of the training point together, and then we move to the training dataset using our image. Okay, so I simply use here, suppose I simply go to my code editor. So our step is done. So in this time I want to create the training data. Okay, so I simply write this comment so that you can easily understand. Simply use the create the training data. Okay, so in this time, first of all I simply select the level. Okay, and you can see I already select the level in here. My property name, it's called the level. So every for every feature this label will be same. Okay, Landcover. So I simply take a variable and suppose give this variable name is the level, and then I just store this my property name Landcover. Okay, just then I also need to add here the prediction band. Okay, which band I want to make for the Landcover classification. Then I need to select my predicted bands. Okay, so for this I take another variable and I simply use the variable name is the bands, and I want to make a list of the band, which band I want to use here as a prediction. Okay, so I simply use here the suppose in here B1, then B2, then B3, B4, B5, then suppose then another band is the B6, then B7. So I stored this band, and you can get all of the description about this band. You can see B1, B2, B3. Okay, you can get all of the description from here. So I want to make the prediction for using this band. Okay, so now you can see I need to add here the another. So in this time here I already select my specific image collection. Okay, and filter for my specific time period, for my specific image properties, and get the median image, and everything will be added here. Okay, and now I want to just select this band. Okay, so for this I take a variable, suppose I simply take the variable name is the input. Okay, and then I simply call my this image and paste here. Then I simply select, it will be select my bands. Okay, I simply use here the bands. Okay, so now it will be selecting this band, and now we also need to merge all of the training point, which training point I created here. You can see I created in all of the training point, and now I want to just merge together. So I simply take a variable and give this variable name is the training. You can use any variable name, and then first of all here I use the build up area. I simply use here the build up. Okay, then I use here the merge function. It will be merged with water. Then I simply use here the again merge function. It will be merged with vegetation. Then I simply use here the merge function. It will be merged with bare land. Okay, so I simply merge all of the training point together, and I make the variable name training. It will be stored here the training. Okay, so now I want to make the training data set. Okay, so now I want to make the training data set. If you want, I simply use here the print, and I want to show the what will be showing here. So I simply print this training and then click to the run. So now you can see here all of the training point, okay, together. So as a feature collection we can get here the total 210 elements. Okay, and simply feature, and you can get all of the training point, and every training point has a, you can see, simply click on the properties you can see Landcover. Okay, Landcover 0. So here I already set the value for 0 for the built up area. So this 0, the first, you can see this 0, this point represented our pixel value for the build up area, and we can get all of the properties from here. You can see, simply select here, you can see this is the also 0. Okay, so every at you can see this is the Landcover 2, so it represent the vegetation. Okay, this point. Okay, so here I can get all of the point. Okay, so now I want to make the training data set using all of the 210 point. Okay, so I want to make the training data set by using the image pixel value for every specific point. Okay, so for this I simply use a variable. Suppose I want to take this variable name is that train image. Okay, you can use any variable name. I simply use the train image, and then I simply call my image collection. Okay, so here you can see I simply call this image, but I want to select some specific or prediction band. Okay, and this prediction band I select in here, and it will be stored under this variable input. Okay, so I simply call this variable name input, and then I need to use a function. It called the sample regions. Okay, some sample regions, and then I just press on my keyboard, and I can get all of the argument, which argument is needed for this function. It will be FARed. So I want to make a dictionary, so I simply use the curly bracket, start an int. So in this time collection, so first of all collection is that which training point. So here I use the total 210 training point, and it will be stored under this variable training. So I simply call this variable training, and then paste here. Then properties. So when you take the training point, I set the property name. Okay, I said the property name is the Landcover. Okay, so in this time I just use this Landcover name and paste here. Okay, but in this time you can see I take the Landcover in a variable level, so I simply use here this level. Okay, so I simply use here this level. Okay, because this property name I store in a variable. Okay, so that's why I simply use this level. Then scale is the resolution of your satellite imagery, so it can be 30 meter. I just put here the 30 meter.